What's good, Bears fans? What's going on? What is going on? And let me tell you something. The Chicago Bears finally get a win. I'm so excited. But of course, you know it was bound to happen. A win against the Carolina Panthers. Hey, we had to win the game because they suck just like us. So here it is. We got the win, a final score of 16-13. And let me tell you something, Bears fans. This had to have been one of the most boring games I've ever watched in my 43 years of watching the Chicago Bears, because it was kind of old school football. But we'll get into it right after this, because you know we here at BearsMediaCo with your host Brent C. We are here to give you the best and hopefully the most exciting Chicago Bears news in the nation. Because why? We strive to be number one in not only your heart, but in your mind. So let's go, right? So what do we do in this game, Bears fans? Something I've always said that we needed to do, and it seems like Luke Getsy kinda, sorta got it. We ran the football. That's it. We just ran the football. Few plays with the passing game, and the passing game was not on today. It was not on at all. Now, starting off, Tyson Bagent in that offense, what did we do? We threw the ball. Started off the game throwing the ball. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Come on now. Come on, Luke Getsy. Get it together. Why are we doing that? But after that first play, it seemed that as things went on, he was probing a little bit, letting Tyson throw the ball a little bit there in that first part. So I think it was just a little bit of feeling things out just to see how the Carolina Panthers were going to play us. But hey, with Luke Getsy, you never know what you're going to get. And one thing is for sure, I was worried, because in a game like this, I expect Luke Getsy to just pull all kind of trick plays, and he did. He probably tried at least 3 trick plays in this game, and I'm just like, why? You know, fundamental football, ladies and gentlemen, works so well. It works so well in the NFL if you just stick with it, you know? It is what it is. So, you know, to finish things off here, look, I just wish the Bears defense could just start off a game on fire. Just once. Just once. Because why? That first series that Carolina got the ball, they pretty much just, you know, went down the field a little bit, kind of did what they needed to do. Now look, Carolina with the rookie Bryce Young wasn't really going to scare anybody, hasn't scared anyone so far this year, as indicated by their record. Now, the Chicago Bears, they don't really scare a whole lot of people either, although we have been able to put up points so far this season. Not a whole lot, but in a few games, you know, we were able to get the ball down the field and things like that. But in this game, it was going to be more about running the football. And to that end, Dante Foreman carried the ball, I believe, 21 times for 80 yards with 1 touchdown. Now that was just beautiful. That was a beautiful, beautiful series where he got his touchdown. And let me say, if we can continue to do that, and granted, when we get back next week up against the Detroit Lions. Now, as you know, the Detroit Lions are playing very well. They're solid on both sides of the ball. So, hey, we got to get things going, and a great way to do it is by running the football. And as I said, Dante Foreman, 21 rushes for 80 yards and a touchdown. The dude runs hard. And what I'm most happy about is the fact that Roschon Johnson got some time in. Now, it may have been not enough to some, but he's got some looks. Was that 5 rushes for 18 yards? Doesn't seem like much, but he is a clear, for me, number 2. Now, hopefully, Luke Getsy, when he devises his next game plan, he kind of tries to take a little bit more shots down the field when we get against Detroit. But we're going to see, Bears fans, because I don't believe it. But getting back to this Carolina game, one thing I can say, both teams, you could tell, don't have much talent. Now, I will say, Carolina, they had quite a few people out, injured. Of course, we did too. But, hey, when you get out on that field, they're all in the NFL, and they have to play hard regardless, right? So, that first quarter, really the first half, it was more of a who's going to find out what you can do, how we're going to stop it. Wasn't much, in my opinion, wasn't a whole lot of different plays or blitzes. I don't think any team blitzed really heavy in the entire first half. And I don't know if that's a testament to the defenses or what, but not many blitzes in that first half. So it's one thing to say that in the past our Bears have been able to get to the quarterback. Now tonight we got 3 sacks. So that's awesome. That is really awesome. But in the first half, we didn't get much. It was more of Carolina not really being in sync. Their run game, not very good. Our run defense, pretty good. So to hold Chuba Howard 9 carries, 23 yards, that's what the Bears do. We stop the run, right? The problem is, when you look deeper, how is our pass coverage? And in this game, even though it was the Carolina Panthers, we did pretty good. We did pretty good. Now, of course, you can't go through a Bears game without penalties. And I have to say, most of the penalties were on the defensive side. And it's crazy, but the defensive side. Now, Cody Whitehair, he had his penalty. And I want to give a shout out to Braxton Jones, our left tackle. No penalties tonight. No false starts, no holding, all that stuff that he did last game. None of it, in this game. So that was awesome to see. Now, as far as the rest of the offense, we played pretty darn good. The line held up, even though Tevin Jenkins, our best guard, was bullied by one of the DTs of Carolina, last name of Brown. Now, that guy was pushing Tevin around and throwing him out of the way, and I was like, that is a strong dude to be throwing Tevin Jenkins out of the way, because, Tevin Jenkins, that dude is strong, powerful, and our best offensive lineman. Now, for the most part, our offense ran fairly well. One thing I noticed, though, Tyson Bagent, he was a little shaky throwing the ball down the field. Not sure if his confidence is a little low, and the energy on the offensive side of the ball, not really there. Not sure why the offense couldn't really, get excited for this game. A game where they could just, push hard. Hey, let's just manhandle this Carolina defense and see what we can do, which is run the football. Now, the first quarter, as I said, the Bears offense was a little up and down, but trying to establish the run with a few passes, it just seemed that the energy, and especially Tyson's energy, wasn't all that great. I'm not sure if, the wear and tear of the NFL season is getting to him, because a couple of those passes that he had, that stuff didn't look good. He had, throughout the game, he overthrew Mooney, overthrew DJ, overthrew, what's his name? Tyler Scott on one play, I believe. So he looked a little, not really, I'm not want to say scared, but he looked to be non-aggressive. I'm not sure if that was just a game plan because, you know, we had the run game going with Foreman, but Tyson Bagent, in my opinion, he's going to have to learn to get the ball down the field. We got to take our chances. We're not going to be playing Carolina Panthers 2 or 3 more times this season. So tonight would have been a good time to get Tyson comfortable with throwing the ball deep. Didn't have too much of it. Not too much at all. I do believe the longest pass play that he had was for 16 yards, and that was to DJ Moore. So not a whole lot going downfield because Tyson finished 20 of 33 for 162 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. We're very happy for the no interceptions, but throwing touchdowns would have been nice, especially since I started him in my fantasy game. You know, Tyson, you're killing me. If I lose this game against one of the guys in my league, I'm gonna be mad. But enough of that. Look, the Bears offense, even with Justin, with Tyson, we're good. But we have to take shots down the field. It's just part of the game these days. Now, granted, as I've said before, the Chicago Bears have to be one of the best running teams in the league. Has to be. Now, let's talk about that second quarter. Now, in that second quarter, it was more about the defense. Now, that defense of ours started ramping up the pressure, especially coming from our new acquisition, number 98, Montez Sweat. Hey, that dude was putting pressure all night long. And believe it or not, Justin Jones played a pretty good game. He even got 1 of the 3 sacks on Bryce Young for the night. So the defense, that second quarter, started warming up. And I think that's a theme that has been plaguing us all season. First quarter is like a little probe, seeing how the other team is playing. Game goes on, but against Carolina, okay, that's okay. But when we start playing better teams and better coach teams, oh boy, Bears fans, we're gonna get some points put on us. Now, as I was saying, second quarter, Bears defense started getting more pressure on Bryce Young, started taking advantage of the offensive line of Carolina. And Yannick Ngakoue, a sack. As I said, Justin Jones got his sack, even though it was in the second half. But putting pressure on that offensive line, even Eberflus was blitzing a little bit. Now, he was using Kyler Gordon off the edge a little bit more than previous, so that was a good thing. We're always threatening the blitz with our linebackers up on the line and then having them fall back, which is cool. Kind of keep the Bryce Young, rookie quarterback, mix it up for him so he can't get comfortable back there and throw some looks at him that he hasn't seen. So, hey, good on the Bears, good on Matt Eberflus in that second quarter. As far as the offense and Luke Getsy, that offense was still trying to find itself. And Tyson, like I say, he was all right, but you can tell he doesn't trust his deep ball. You can tell. I mean, on a couple plays, he's missed DJ. He's missed Mooney in the middle. And in the second quarter, he definitely missed Cole Kmet on a pass. And Cole Kmet was right in front of him. So, I mean, we talk a lot about how Justin misses open guys. But now that I'm starting to see Tyson do it, I mean, I'm a little worried, As you all know, I can't stand Luke Getsy. That just make it plain. I can't stand Luke Getsy because I know he's bound to screw things up eventually. And yes, again, he almost screwed up in this game. Some of the plays he called was just iffy, just plain iffy. I'm not sure, he loves. I think we got to have at least one jet sweep, which went to Tyler Scott, got us 16 yards, I believe. So it's one of those things that Luke Getsy, he loves throwing trick plays in a game. Not sure why. Not sure if it's needed, but we got to do better, Luke. We got to do better, right? So Bears fans, hey, let me know what you think about how tonight's game went. Well, I shouldn't say tonight, last night's game went, because for me, it was a basic football game. Tried some trick plays, meaning the Bears, but really didn't try to push the ball down the field. So maybe they just wanted to be comfortable for Tyson, the offense. I don't know. That's all I can say. It was a boring game. I got to say, sitting here watching the game, it really did not inspire me knowing that we're going to play Detroit next. So one thing about it, for the first time, I believe, this year, our special teams didn't look good. Well, I should say that. They didn't look good on one series. The Carolina Panther, Marset, I believe, a former Bear last year, he took it to the house. And boy, I tell you, you can tell that the fans in the stadium were like, uh-oh, I don't think we're going to lose, because I had that thought go through my mind. I think we're going to lose this game, because it was a time-wise, it seemed like a very fast-moving game. But it seemed like the game just kind of dragged a little bit. I don't know if it's just because we had two suck-ass teams, but both teams really didn't inspire a whole lot. Even though Carolina had one big play, I believe it was a 45-yard bomb that didn't get them anything other than a field goal. So that was it. And of course, the Bears, we didn't have too many splash plays on offense. Defense didn't really have any splash plays either, even though, like I said, 3 sacks on the game. Hey, it is what it is. That started the third quarter there, Bears fans. Hey, that defense was warming up. And I'll have to say, that's probably the best, even though they had one series, and I'll get to that in a minute, that's probably the best second half defense that we've seen so far this year. And that's taking into account, the 3 turnovers that we had against the Commanders a few weeks back. So in this second half of this game, our defense was playing very well. Kyler Gordon flying all over the place. Our linebackers, Jack Sanborn, TJ Edwards, played a solid game. And in that fourth quarter, Jack Sanborn almost had a pick. So, hey, very good looking defense until the fourth quarter. But that offense, our offense was rolling a little bit because we were running the football more. Now, Dante Foreman had some good hard runs. Roshan came in, gave him a little spell, and Darrington Evans got into the game and was running the ball a little bit. So, as I said, Bears fans, we have 4 great running backs. Now, Khalil Herbert's hurt, so didn't play in this game, but Foreman, Johnson, and Darrington Evans, those 3 guys held it down. So, Bears fans, we're good in that position. Now, Tyson in that second half, more the same. Not a whole lot of throws downfield, but one thing I noticed in that second half, he missed a lot of throws. The pressure was dialed up by Carolina on a few series, but Tyson just missed some guys. even though he wasn't sacked any in the game, the pressure in the second half, was a little bit more. But on a couple plays, he just looked like, he wasn't really putting everything into the throw. I'm not sure about his footwork, but, even though this is his fourth game, you would think he'd be a little bit more comfortable right now. But who knows? Hopefully, JF1 is back for the next game, which I'm pretty sure he will be. But in this game, Tyson played extremely conservative. I don't know if Luke Getsy, that was the game plan, but in my opinion, there were some plays that we left out there on the field based off of just Tyson's arm. Just couldn't get the ball to the receiver, to the running backs. One play in particular, Dante Foreman's wide open. He's rolling out. This is something that he's done the last two games. Foreman's right there. Foreman has his hand up in the sky like, hey, hit me. And I'm yelling, throw the ball. And he just hugs onto it, and he just starts running and goes out of bounds. It was a positive play, but if you have a player that can get you more yards and is more suitable for running the football, you got to make that pass. So, who knows? Maybe he's just overthinking it right now, but I did take a note, and I did say in that second half, Tyson Bagent turned into Justin Fields. Think about that. The hesitation that he had on some of his throws, especially in the middle, it just reminded me of JF1. Not sure what's going on there, but you can't have, and I think I said this in the last video, you can't have quarterbacks who are afraid to throw the ball, especially in the middle. Now, Cole Kmet, kind of a big guy. Not sure why we don't send him up the seam more often. Not sure why we don't send him across the middle more often. But, that's something that Luke Getsy's going to have to work on, without a doubt. And that fourth quarter, Bears fans, that fourth quarter started off with 3 penalties on the Carolina Panthers. It was 1st and 30 starting the fourth quarter. And what did our defense do? Take a wild guess. We gave up the first down. The Carolina Panthers got 3 plays and got 32 yards. How? I'll tell you how. Zone. Matt Eberflus, our head coach, who is the defensive coordinator, started putting the defense in zone. Now, when we get in the zone, it is not a good look. It's not a good look, Bears fans. So to give up a 1st and 30 on 3 plays, ridiculous. Now, once we got into the closer to the red zone, defense stepped up, made plays, and held Carolina to just a field goal, which is a blessing, right? Because that zone gives up plays right underneath. And when there was 3 minutes left, what did they do? They started hitting those underneath plays. But our linebackers, thankfully, was hitting the receivers early, so they're not getting the first down. So my hat's off to the linebackers in this game, because they did their job. They did their job. And now, one guy I'm going to shout out here real quick, Rasheem Green, a guy that has been a non-factor in every game so far this season, got a sack. Hooray. Now look, Rasheem Green, thank you for coming to the party, finally, and good on you. But I have to say, the pressure that Montez Sweat is bringing is definitely helping out our defensive line. So to Ryan Poles, I say thank you, because, hey, the defensive line might not be getting as much push, but they're getting closer and closer to the quarterback. Now, one thing I said in the last video, we're getting close to not only winning, but dominating a game. I mean, we have the players. I got to say it. We got the players. Now, you know we had a good game when Tyreek Stevenson had 0 penalties, if I remember right. So that's a big win for us. Hopefully, I know it's Carolina, but hopefully he's learning how to play cornerback in the NFL. Now, final score, 16-13, Chicago Bears. We got our win. And to that, I'm extremely happy. And all Bears fans should be happy because we got the win. We got the weekend to ourselves. I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm going to step out and have me a drink or two. So if you're out there, you're watching this, salute to you. And hey, we got to win, Bears fans. I know I'm excited. Hey, you see me in my orange. The Bears had their orange on. This is probably the first game. I'm not sure, but I believe this is the first time in my memory that the Bears won a football game wearing their orange jerseys. So, hey, happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. Now, Bears fans, do me a good favor. Hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, hit the like on the video. And hey, join us for the journey to be the best Bears YouTube channel in the land. Now, Bears fans, I'm going to get up out of here because I am going to enjoy myself. Let's just say that. Now, as always, when we part, you know what I always say. I'm going to switch it up because today, as winners, I want to say to all Bears fans, bear down and peace. See you next time, Bears fans. We out.